Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. So today I'm going to make like I said, a little project, sort of gift more than a card, or gift and a card really. And I'm going to be using the golden Oldies picture perfect pad. I have lost the top to it. It was there yesterday. I don't know where it's gone. But this pad is awesome because it's got all different a lot of different images to what's actually in the kit. So you are you know, almost bound to find somebody who looks a bit like yourself, or a friend. I just quick flick through there. So I thought I'd use one from the actual front page. So let's start with cutting the card pieces for my box. And I'll just show you the box. So it is quite a tight fitting box, and I noticed Sarah's was as well. And obviously it has a easel card on top of it. But that's what we're aiming for. So for the drawer part of my box, sorry about Henry barking, I'm going to cut it at 2 notches under the 9 and 2 notches under the 8. So those are there. Let's pop that into a bit box. Hens. And then for the actual box itself, it's going to be 11 by 8. And then we'll cut the card out once we've made the box. We'll get the box assembled first of all. So this is pretty much copied as is from Sarah Trebelock, who I think used to be the demonstrator, or a demonstrator at Hunkydory a long time ago. Okay, so with the shorter side at the top, I'm going to score at 1 inch. So this is the nearly 8 by nearly 9 piece. So we scored at 1 inch. We've got 8 at the top. And then I'm going to score at 1 inch and 2 inch on all the other sides. Oh, I'm thinking somebody must be coming home. So sorry about him barking. Okay, and just where I've got the shorter board, just match up those lines. Henry! 1 and 2. Okay, so that is the drawer. And then on the actual base of the drawer unit, I'm going to score at, what am I going to score at? I'm going to score at 1/2 inch and 1.5, and I'm going to score at 6.5 and 7.5. Now, just because I've got the shorter board, I'll just turn that around, do the same again, 1/2, 1.5, just to make these lines meet up. If you've got the bigger board, you won't need to do that. And then we can turn it around, and this bit is the easiest of all. You're going to score at 5 and at 6, and that is that piece done. Okay, so let's put that to one side, the base, and let's work on the drawer first of all. So I've got the 1 inch here, and then I've got every other, you've got 2 lines on each. So what we're going to cut away is here, here, and here, and here, and here, 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 and here. And these ones that are left are going to be our tabs. So let's grab some scissors, and I'm going to cut, sorry, I just need to tilt that out of the light so I can see where I am going. And I'm going to go all the way down there and there. And then so this is going to be the back of it, so they need to fold in that way, so I need to go straight down there and across there. And then I'm just going to straighten that up. Like I say, the light is very bright here just for the video. Makes it just a little bit harder to see. And then I'm going to do the same here, so we can go all the way down. And again, on that one, I can go all the way down. Cut that out. Cut that one off. And I'm going to have my tab going the same way. Okay. So I can just tidy that a little bit. And then this one, again, just cutting away that piece there. And I'm going to cut down that line and take a little wedge off. And then this one, take that wedge off now just so I know. So I'm having all my tabs going the same way. Okay. So now the other thing I did find a little bit easier was on these bits. So this drawer, let me just fold this down so you can see. So this goes over, so it's got like a double walled drawer, so it gives it a bit of strength. But what I found was that in the corners there's just a little sort of squished up bit because there's two corners trying to get in one. So by just taking just the tiny, and it's not even a proper big wedge, just like a fly's eyelash really, off of all of these pieces there, it just, I found they went together a little bit snugger. You don't want it to be so big that it's noticeable you've got a big bit missing on the inside, if you know what I mean. But just enough just to stop that sort of trying to squish all together. So just the tiniest, like I say, like the tiniest little bit. Okay, so where we have the one line, so let me just fold all these up and burnish them down, and then we can talk about more. So Sarah recommends that you sort of decorate this before you assemble it. I think that's a really good idea, so I'm going to be doing the same. So where you've got the two, they will fold over like so. Obviously we'll have the tabs in and everything. Where there's the one, that's going to be the back of our drawer. So the front of our drawer is going to be this panel here, so closest to that, the big 5-inch square as such. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a little bit of decoration for that drawer. So let me grab a piece of road card. So I know that's 1 inch, so I'm going to go at 2 notches under an inch. And it should be 5 inches across, so let's take 2 notches off and then we'll see where we are up to. Pinch my finger. So it needs to go a little bit more, so let's just take another notch off. So I still want there to be a bit of a white border. You know how I like my white borders. And then that should be that. So I'm going to use the paper that's on the back of the love hearts. So I'm going to use that. Now, just being aware that the pattern, I want it to be that way up on my piece. So I'm going to cut this at 3/4 of an inch. It doesn't cut brilliantly on this trimmer, but hopefully I'll get a decent enough cut. It would be really hard to cut on the guillotine because these smaller amounts are really hard. So we did 3 notches under the 5. So I'm just going to go to just over 2 notches over the 4.5. I think that should be plenty. Yeah. Pull that edge down a little bit. It is a bit fluffy. Okay. So I'm going to use, because this is paper, going to use my glue dots. I'm just going to use it over the whole thing on this one. And we'll pray we get it in the right position first time. Otherwise you might have to cut it again. There we go, that's good. That is good. And then remembering that that needs to be on that bottom piece, I'm going to put some dots on the end because it would be great if it could stay in place. And then I can move on to the next thing I want to do with this piece. But I will put my normal glues there and there. Not sure what that's falling over there. And then just making sure I've got those hearts the right way up. And pop that in. Give that a good press down. Okay. Now, Sarah did hers with ribbon, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do it with ribbon, but I want to hide mine. So I'm going to bring in my crocodile. Now you can see it's not very well loved, this one. Let me grab a ruler. I don't want it that way. I'm going to go about halfway up. I'm just going to do it by eye. But from the gold, I'm going to go in 1 inch. And same on the other side. I need to come down a little bit. There we go. And I can put my little holes in. And you could go a little nearer if you wanted to, but I just decided that that would be nice. I'm going to use this pink ribbon. Probably don't need that much. You could tighten a knot behind if you wanted to. I decided that I didn't want to do it that way. So let's just take some red liner tape, put that on either side of those holes. And if you didn't want to use ribbon, you could use a paper strip, although I would say this drawer unit is quite a tight one, so I don't know how much that would hold up to being pulled in and out. You can use buttons, you might have some jewellery findings, little beads, you can make little droplet ones, loads of different things out there to could have done with being just a little lower, but we won't complain about it. Okay, so let's pop that one onto there. And that one onto there. And then pop these bits off. Okay. So now we've got our little handle on, and now I'm going to start to assemble. So I'm just going to give all of those tabs a good press down. It feels like some of them I haven't at all. And then if I turn that over, try and find the end of my tape again. I'm just going to pop a little bit on each one. I will add some tacky glue to it. It's just that will hold it in place while I move on. There we go. And that one. That's in. That's in. Okay, so let's start with the back first of all, I think. And like I say, I'm going to put some tacky glue on. And then what I'm going to do, if I bring that up, I just want to make sure that's nice and square there. And then I can press that down. And I'm going to do the same on this other side. Just make sure it's nice and square. And then the other thing I want to do is pop another piece of red liner tape over this ribbon, just to make sure that stays in place. Okay, and the other thing is to pop some tacky glue on all of these pieces because they are going to fold over and stick. We want them to stick down. So anything now that's looking like it's going to go folded over, tabs and all, a nice amount of tacky glue. Could use your construction glue. I just think the tacky glue goes off a little faster. Construction glue makes it a little stronger, so you sort of pick your poison really. Oh, and then we've got this one here as well. Important to get some glue in those corners though. Okay, so again we're just gonna make sure we put that tab in and make sure it's nice and flush. Same again on this side, nice and flush. And then what I can do is pop that one in, give that a press down. You can put some red liner tape on there if you want it to hold very firm. But then once we've done that, we should be able to get this one in, and that should hopefully keep it all together. So you might need to hold it in places if you've got any little sort of pegs or anything. Got my pegs on another duty in a minute, so just see if we can get another little bit of glue under there. Might not be able to. Come here, you. I don't think you want to, do you? There you go. Pop that down. And we can peel that one back a little bit as well. Because I put that red liner tape on there, it's holding in the middle nicely. But I didn't put enough glue on those corners. So that's my error, but we can fix it, we can fix it. There we go. So, and then the other thing I did is just go along the edges with a tool, just to flatten those tops down. I think what it is because that embossed is sort of made the card into a sort of arch. It wasn't sliding into the drawer as nicely as I had hoped. So when I burnished those tops down with the tool, I found it did slide a lot better. Okay, but that is my drawer with my little pink tag on. The other thing that Sarah did was to pop a little piece on the back. I'm going to leave that for now. I don't know if I'm going to put that on or not. I don't think I need to. Okay, so let's move on to the actual housing, or the box itself. And I'm going to bring in my trimmer. And what I'm going to do is, so pick a side. It doesn't particularly need to be either. And where we've got the second line, I'm going to cut all the way down to that 5-inch mark. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. It just saves me trying to do it with my scissors and going all wibbly wobbly basically. Okay, so that's those bits done. And then what I can do is cut across there and across there, and I can cut down there and cut that little piece off. Oops. I'm going to do the same on the other side and cut that piece down. Oops. Just going to tidy that up a little bit. So this one is going to be a tab. Now, have I done that the right way? I think I've done the tab the wrong way. Yes, I have, because the tab needs to go at the back. Okay, so let me just, so tab that way. Okay, so let me just redo that piece. It was 8 by 11 by 8, so you'll get to see this twice. I'm leaving it in because obviously if I make the mistake, other people might. So okay, and then by the 8, and I can pop that away for a minute. Then we need to score it again. So it was half and 1.5 and 6.5 and 7.5. So I'm just going to do that again to meet my lines up. 1.5, 1.5, 6.5 and 7.5, and then 5 and 6. Okay, so maybe it'd be better if I draw it out and then I know which ones I'm getting rid of. So I'm getting rid of this one and this one, this one and this one. And the tab needs to stay connected to that one. That way it's going to go in the back. So this one, if I put it together as it is, what it does is, let me just fold that back, those tabs glue at the side, and because this box is that tight, it will stop the drawer closing. So what we need is for it to be attached to these shorter arms and glued to the back, and that way it's not going to mess anything up. Okay, so let's do that again. So we can still cut down to the 5. Well, we can if the blade is in. Come on, oh, there we go. Right, so are we still in the right place? Yes, we are. So down to the 5 again. To the 1. Okay, and then I'm going to cut that piece and that piece. See, I have drawn it wrong again, because if I do it there, so we want these to go onto there, so I need to cut there, cut there and snip there. This little piece is cut away and away, and again on here we're going to cut all the way down. So what I would say is cut all the way down to the 6-inch mark, and then right, so these are tabs, so they can be sort of cut a little bit off, and I'm also going to cut a tiny bit off there just to make that fit together nicely. Okay, now fingers crossed we've got it right. So let's fold and burnish all of these in. That's going to go at the back. Yes, yes, there we go. So we are there. Yeah, so if you cut all the way down to that 6-inch mark, there's no other way to do your tabs, so you cannot get it wrong. Okay, so now for my sticking, we can grab some red liner tape again. Like I say, you can just do with the construction and the other glues if you have got a way to hold it. Get rid of that bit because it's too small. And then I want a piece along the top. There we go. And a piece along this top. Okay, so what will happen is that will fold in, glue there, that will glue on top, and that's going to make our little box. Okay, so let's do these pieces first of all, and again I'm going to try and get them as close to squared up as I can. I'm going to use a little bit of construction glue this time, I think. Construction glue will take a little bit longer to go off, but we've got those red liner tapes there anyway. Let's just fold you in so you don't glue down before you're supposed to. I'm just going to pop one in, and then the same on that one, nice and straight. And on we go. Did I put any construction glue on there? Not sure, but we'll pop a little bit of tacky behind, just in case. And now you can see those tabs are at the back. Okay, so that has made me a bit happier. So for these pieces, because we want this to go quite nice and square on the top, what I'm going to do is two things. I'm going to pop that over like so, give that a little burnish down, and that one over like so, a little burnish down. I'm going to pop myself some red liner, not red liner tape, some PVA glue. Doesn't matter if it comes out the sides because we can just wipe that off and it'll be covered anyway when it's decorated. And the last thing I'm going to do is pop that inside just so we know where we want that to be. Let's go with this one first of all. Make sure we've got that end coming out. I can pop that down. And then with this one again, just make sure that's nicely squared up. Give it a little rub down. Now, because we've put that drawer in there, hopefully it should be a perfect fit. Awesome. Okay, so that is my drawer. Now you can see, because I'm pulling it quite hard to get it out, it is bowing that a little bit, but I think it will be okay when it dries properly. So let's pop you, actually let's not leave you in there in case that wet glue sticks to it. So that is our box made. So let's leave that for a second. Now I'm going to turn to the decoration on the top. Right, so for my actual easel card on the top, I'm going to take another piece of A4 cardstock. Let's pop those out of the way a second. I'm going to cut this to 11 inches by 5. Somebody knocking on the door, but it's not much George scratching on the carpet upstairs. So that's 11 by 5 in there. And then if I bring my scoreboard up, I'm going to score at 5 inches, and I'm going to score at 7 inches. Then I'm going to turn that around because I've got the smaller board, and score at 2.5 inches. Okay, so let me just show you what those lines would be if you were doing, if you've got the bigger board. So it would be 5 inches, 7 inches, and 8.5 inches. Okay, so let's get those burnished down. So already you're thinking this is a bit of a weird easel card. Okay, so I wanted to put a clock in it, to be honest with you, but I couldn't make it work. So I did find these little music boxes that used to be, well, Mum bought them for various things. This one plays You Are My Sunshine, which I thought was perfect for this sort of card, especially people of an age. They do you know, associate that song with romance and such. So just to get this mechanism in the right place, I need to poke a hole through so I can pop the key on, so you're not really going to see. Actually, we could put it in the middle, might be even better. So just pressing up against that point where this hole is, and then it's going to mark the point where I need to put my key. And then, sorry hens, he's heard the music box and come in. Just going to use my crocodile and pop a nice hole through there. That's it, mind I don't drop that on your head because that will hurt. Okay, so now what I need to do is just grab some red liner tape. You can use pin flare glue, hot glue, depending on how permanent you want this to be. There is a chance in the future I might want to take this off and use it again. So I'm just going to use some red liner tape. Just make sure you don't get any glue near the mechanism, because obviously that's going to cause you a problem. So just take those backs off. There we go. Try and get rid of them. And then I'm going to pop that in, and then that should go through that hole. And then we can take the key and screw that back on. And you can get these mechanisms pretty much anywhere. Amazon, all of the Chinese sites have different versions of these. Some are just like the not enclosed ones like this. I think Mum got these from Amazon. Okay, so now we've got our piece there. So I need another piece of card to go on the top. So that's why I've got that there, just for that clearance. So this is not going to be a card that's going to be designed to go down. It was one designed to be on display as a gift. So I've got a bit of card here. What's this? Is this 5x5? Am I going to be jammy? Ooh, 5 that way. 5 that way. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just pop some of my wet glues just on this piece here, because if we put it anywhere on the top, it's going to stick in all the wrong places. So let's just pop that around there, and then just going to pop that over the top, match it up, let it slide into position, and hopefully, it's moved a little bit, but if I tip it that way, you can see that's the dimension I've got there. Obviously I'm going to need a stopper here still, as I would with a normal one. So let's pop that to the side, we'll let that dry, and obviously that's going to fit on top of our box like so. Okay, actually we can put that drawer in there now, because that should be, actually this is the right way up. No, it's upside down that way. There we go. There we go, so we've got our box done. Okay, so let's do some actual card making decorating now. So I'm going to use some gold mirror card. So I want a piece for this front here and this bottom bit. It's 5x5. I'm going to feel bad a bit by cutting into my 6x6, but I'm just going to take 2 notches off that 5 for both pieces. I might be able to use these pieces on the side. So again, 2 notches under the 5, 2 notches under the 5, and then I'm going to use the same, might need to use the other trimmer. Let's see how it goes. So I'm going at 4 3/4. Oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, I've got a bit of a chunk out of it. Right, I'll save that bit, but let's move over to the guillotine for the papers. So I'm sticking with the papers in the pad. You can use some from the kit if you want to. Let's just let's grab another piece. Okay, so we're going to go 4 3/4 squares, 4 3/4, 4 3/4. For the base, I'm going to use an insert. So I'm going to use this lovely couple there. So again, 4 3/4 and 4 3/4. So that's there. Then we want to decorate 3 sides of the box. So I don't know what this needs to be. Oops. Swap trimmers for a second. So they need to be 2 notches under 1 inch. I'm going to use a fresh piece of memory card just because there's so many of them. So I'm going to go 2 notches under 1 inch. We need 3 of them. 2 notches under the inch. 2 notches under the inch. And then, like we did on the actual base, the drawer, I'm going to go 3 notches under the 5. And I think that should fit better, yeah. So 3 notches under the 5. Oops, don't run away. 3 notches under the 5. 1, 2, 3 notches under the 5. Okay, and then I think instead of using some more for the pad for the sides, and just so that I can use this trimmer again, I'm going to bring in some of the foiled cardstock from the humour one. Now let me so I'm just rifling through and seeing what we have. I think maybe that one or that one would be better. There are bits left over, so I'm not wasting too much. I think maybe pink. Yeah, we'll go with the red, I think. So these need to be, what size are they? Perfect, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think they're going to be perfect size, length. So 3/4 of 1 inch. Let's just double check that. Oh, we need to take a little bit more off. So just about a notch. Yeah, that's fine. So let's pop this in, and I just want to line that up so they're all going to be the same. There we go. And then we want 2 more at 3/4 of 1 inch. There we go. And that saves me having to try and do it on my other trimmer. It's 3/4 of 1 inch, so it should be fine. Okay, so these hopefully should all be fine. So we should be able to just assemble now. So sorry, it's going to be a long video. An epic. Right, let's put those to the side for a minute and let's do our lovely card. So because we're going on to paper, I know what I didn't do. That's okay. We'll come back. I'm going to use all-purpose glue and the dots. Just works best for me. Then we're going to pop that on. A good press down. That's our top. Again, paper onto the card. And I still want this to be able to be written on if anybody wants to, you know, so that's why I put the insert on the bottom. Although you won't see a lot of the picture, you know, you'll know it's there. Okay, so let's just pop you up. And now we're going cardstock to cardstock, so we can pop our normal glues. I'm hoping this has all made sense and it's not all going to be a complete gobbledygook video. I have to be honest, it is one that I've had to find my feet in, and I'm not sure if I made this again that I wouldn't make the same mistakes I made the first 5,000 times I made it, but hey ho. If you were looking for something, one, you know, a 1 in a million sort of gift for somebody special for this, I'm sort of doing it as an anniversary in mind, not for anyone I know, but there we go. So that's on there. Now the thing I did forget about was we needed a lovely towel. So let me just grab these 2 pages. Now I think I want these 2 left up on a bench, and I want to decoupage them. So let me grab my trimmer, because this one is quite a long one, but I want to obviously cut it down. So let's cut along that line first of all, and then I'm going to go to there and to there. So now they are 4 1/4 plus 2 by 4. Okay, let's have another. So they are 4, so we can go 2 notches above the 4, and we should be able to go to 4 1/2. And I think that should work out rather nicely. Yep. And we can have them on there. I've got some little hearts and things, so that is lovely. Let's get them stuck on, and then we'll do a little bit of fussy cutting on the other one, so we can really have them standing proud. Obviously, if you wanted to use any bits and pieces from the main kit, you could do. If you wanted to go bigger than this, you'd probably need 12 by 12 cardstock. Okay, so I am going to, because we've got no height restrictions on this, because it's a gift more than, it's a bit on the wonk, it's a gift more than a card, so let's pop some height on there. I'm going to have to cut that foam pad a little bit. All these backs off. There, and another bit there. Tacky glue. There we go. And I am going to go on the wonk just a little bit, like so. So that's how we've got our lovely couple. Now what I am going to do is just stop the video and just cut these out, so bear with me while I just do that. Okay, so I've cut them all out. I've cut them all out. I've put most of the foam pads on the back. I've taken a lot of them off already. So let's just pop some tacky glue on to give me a little bit of wiggle room time. And I cut away the bench. I thought, no, I would just have our lovely people, and that way they're really gonna come forward. It would have been easier to pop this on while it was flat, but hey ho. Come on now. There you go. That's it. Move your feet over a bit, missus. There we go. So we've got them in there, popping out rather nicely. So I need something to keep my easel card up, and sadly the pink anniversary in the little book, this is the 2019 one I think, was silver, so I've gone with this gold one, which is black, because there are sort of darker tones in this. And have I got any 2mm ones out? I don't think I have, so let's just double up on here. There, and then if I take the backs off, usually I'm quite clumsy at this bit, but let's see how it goes. So it should be whatever fits on there, should fit on that other piece. There we go. I have got some 2mm foam pads, but if you could see my desk at the minute, it's buried under most of the perfect pad, I think. Okay, so let's just pop that about there, I think, so that's nicely. Lastly, just to decorate, I've got these little clay hearts that I got from either AliExpress or Temu. So they're just little clay hearts, quite cute. So let's just pop. It's a bit bigger blob than I needed, mind you, most of it's air. Come on now, pick you up. That's it. Pop you on there, and I might pop a little pink one next to it in that little blob of glue. So that's quite nice. And then we'll do the same in this side. So we'll have a little red one. The little pickup tool doesn't like these at all. Maybe another bit of glue there. So that can go in there, and then I think I'm going to do the same up here. Two little blobs. I think it's probably going to be better if I try and pick them up like this. And then that one looks a bit squished, so I'll go with this one. Actually, it might be just as well to use my fingers. That's it. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop one in this bottom side here, and that's going to make up my 7 things. There we go. Let's pop those in. So I bought these really for shakers, but I haven't made a lot of shakers that came. I needed hearts for, you know. Okay, so then last things last, all we need to do now is decorate this box and then pop that on. So let's just double check that's on there quite nice, and then that one's going to go on there quite nice. Yes. Okay, so I think I'm going to use this tape runner on those bits just because they're quite fiddly. Oh, has it run out? Yes, it has. The first one I've used. Oh, luckily I've got another one to hand. I think there's another one, but that one's not to hand. I don't know where that one's gone. But let's just pop that in the bin. Pop that in the bin. Back into my little mouse. And away we go again. Oh, how quick was that? Okay. So let's pop that into there. And honestly, I could have used some more foiled card all throughout this, but you know, nice to have a bit on the sides, isn't it? A bit of foiling. Okay. And if I use my wetter glue, I would line these up a lot better, but we will go with this. So it's not the sides really you're going to notice, it's going to be the front. Okay, so let's go ahead, pop these on. I'm going to go back to my normal glues for these. That's nicely there. I think it's going to be making sure they don't move. Put some one, just hold it a little bit. Might be the smart thing to do. I need to be a bit careful with my because this one, I don't want that getting on the gold. There we go, that's that one. Again, a little bit dotty, just to hold it in position for now while I am making this up. So this is the last little bit of it. Apologies it's gone on so long. Like I say, it is a project rather than just the card. So that's there. And then lastly, what we need to do, actually I'm going to just pop it all on here. So a good amount of construction glue, because that's going to stick this card to it. And I'll also just use a little bit of my tacky, and then we're going to pop that on, make sure that's nice and flush. Be held on by the weight of it at the back because of those things, so I can just hold this for a second. There we are. Okay, and then that is my finished project. I will hold it up for you in just a second. Let me just pop those glues on there. So let's set this to go. And obviously you would have to be careful because it's card. You've got your nice little, come on, don't you break now. After all that, there we go. Like I said, it is very snug. Would be nice if you had a necklace or something to go in there as a present. Let's put that down. But that is that. So what I'll do is I'll take some photos. I'll put them up on my page and in the groups and on Pinterest. But yes, that's my project today. I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. I think just need a little bit of glue time to set that glue there. But I'm going to put that upstairs on my little chest of drawers for a little while. I can admire that there. If you were giving it to someone, I would probably put it in a box. It would probably be a 6x6 box. That would be probably about 7 inches tall. Just to make, unless you wanted to fold that down a little bit, in which case you would get a little bit less height on there. Maybe even get away with a 6x6. But that's it for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed this epic project. It seems like it's gone on forever. I feel like I've been here all day. But I will be back next time again with golden oldies, because I've still got some bits in the kit I haven't used yet. But we'll go back to the kit next time, and we'll make some more cards, normal cards from there. But thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye.